What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, your boy, Shawn Layden, has been acting a fool. He's always acting a fool because he's a fool. But sometimes I wonder, is how he's acting the way he's always been acting? And that's probably why he got kicked out of Sony, why they fired his ass. I don't know. That's just speculation on my part. But he has been talking shite of recently. And he's always hating on Xbox because I guess in his mind they're still the enemy, even though he works for Tencent now. What he does at Tencent, I think he's a strategist or something. I don't, he's not CEO, obviously. But I'm like, okay, so he said that games should have gone up in price every generation. Now, I mean, he's probably talking about since the PlayStation 1, because that's all he cares about is PlayStation. So there's 6 PlayStations. Well, there's going to be 6 PlayStations. So if they started at $49.99, which they did, I believe PlayStation 1 was $50, right? So PlayStation 2, $60, PlayStation 3, $70, PlayStation 4, $80, PlayStation 5, $90. So PlayStation 6 should be $100. You should be paying $90 for your PlayStation 5 games. That's what he's saying. I'm just going off at a $10 increase, And then what did he say about Game Pass? He said something else about Game Pass. I mean, it's kind of the typical, oh, it's harming the industry, or what did he say? The devs are just like, or slaves or something stupid. He said something dumb, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of a dev. I'm a dev, for lack of a better term. I'm part of a dev team that is making a game, right? And so I would believe the consensus with our team is that if Xbox came to us or we went to them, whatever, and they said, all right, we're going to give you some money for your game, throw it in Game Pass. Yes is the answer, because they're giving us money that otherwise would not exist. Sales are not guaranteed. Just look at Concord. They sold 2,000 units or something. That's a quadruple A game. From the winner of consoles, from the winner in the industry, they can't even sell over 3,000 copies of their own game. So sales are not guaranteed, especially for little, small indie devs, right? Smaller teams like us. Yes, give us money, please, thank you. And then, if we sell some more, that's cool too. That's how a lot of these teams are still making games. They're making another game because they got the Game Pass bag, and that Game Pass bag covers the costs. And so they're like, all right, cool, we're in the black. Let's keep it moving. Y'all want to give us another? We'll see what your game's like, though. You can't just get an automatic extra next game. If your game is hot, then we could talk. But if it's hot trash garbage, you better go over to PlayStation, because that's where all that goes. Black Tiger. So I'm like, the main issue I have with him is that he has some pull in the industry. People listen to him for some reason. I mean, because he's a former CEO, that's why. And I'm not going to take that away from him, but at the same time, he's using his power irresponsibly. He's sitting out here talking shite, saying wrong things, and people are like, yeah, the former CEO of PlayStation knows because he was in it. And I'm like, no, I think what's happening is that he's jelly. He's jealous because he didn't think of Game Pass. And so since he didn't come up with the idea, it's a bad idea. Some people are like that. Phil Spencer, I don't know if it was Phil Spencer's idea. I guess it was. I mean, I don't see anybody claiming credit for Game Pass. It wasn't Satya's idea, obviously. But I'm wondering. I got to do some research on that. I'm gonna see whose actual idea. I'm gonna say Phil for now. Phil, Dominus, Maximus, Aurelius, Spencer, first of his name, last of his kind, blah blah blah. See, King got me saying that stuff, but I added some stuff to it, so it's mine now because I added to it. Is that how it works? So if you look at the industry as a whole and you see predominant players in the industry, predominant content creators, CEOs, figureheads, whatever, and they're saying things that are inaccurate, or they're saying things based off of their feelings, and it's disparaging another corporation, specifically Xbox. Because you notice Phil never talks shite about PlayStation like that. He's always politically correct. He's always can't comment on business deals of other people's, and I can't say nothing. That's not my play. I can't say nothing. But on the PlayStation side, Sony's like, remember Jim Ryan's like, oh, we trying to protect the kids, and we don't know what kind of crazy creepers are over there on Xbox, so that's why. And Phil was like, nah, that's messed up. All right, cool. That's how you playing it? All right, cool. So now we gonna buy the bank and the hotel. We buying everything. We buying ABK because you talking shite. You talking shit, Mr. Ryan. You talking shite, Jimmy. Well, guess what? We just opened the books where all the money's at, and we gonna buy it all. And y'all are gonna go down, and you ain't gonna have a job no more. That's what's gonna happen. That's what he said in his private meeting. Then comes out and says, we can't comment on any business dealings that our competitors or other people do with the do. That's what he said. Look, Phil, if you look at all the moves that Xbox is doing to undermine what PlayStation was trying to do and tried to do and got stopped, because Xbox was like, nah, son, you ain't doing that no more. Skirt, right? And it's like now, the way they got it set up, the way they got it like going into the future, it's like, it would be idiotic if PlayStation continues to money hack games, because they're money hacking games from not going to Xbox, but they're still going to Xbox because they're going to Steam. So they can't, if they do it, it's literally a waste of money. They're wasting their money off of some type of, I don't know, not even a zeitgeist, just like the hint of a little sparkle of a kind of a how it looks in the public eye. Words are escaping me, and it's not worth the hundreds of however much money they're paying to keep these games off of the Xbox console. Actually, won't be off the Xbox console. Like I said, it'll be on Steam, so it will be on the next Xbox console. So, are they going to continue? I don't think so, because they're putting games on Xbox straight away. So it's like they're actually going the other direction. Instead of money hatting, they're giving money to Xbox to put their games on Xbox. You see what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's like, and I'm gonna be real. I think it takes the leadership that's in Xbox right now, and Microsoft, and I think Phil is like the not the harbinger. I mean, he is like the leader of all of this movement that's happening. Like, if you would just get some okie doke CEOs who are just about staying the course and all, none of this stuff would have happened. They would have just tried to do the same thing and failed, and tried again and failed, just like Nintendo. I'm gonna go with Nintendo. Just like Nintendo, they tried it and they failed. They try, fail, try, succeed, try, fail, try. Are they succeeding now? I mean, it looks like it, but I don't know how long the honeymoon's gonna last. Let's just say that. And if, like, for me, I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but for me, the Switch 2 feels like the Switch, if that makes any sense. It doesn't feel like a next generation. It feels like it's just a continuation of the old generation, which is what they want, because they just want, this to keep that momentum. But in that, I feel, or it seems like there may be some stagnation in like innovation, and I mean, they've already kind of maxed out the system. So it's like y'all not even like 2-3 months old, and y'all are done already. So what are you gonna do? You gonna do another? How long was it? It was 8 years for the Switch. Do you think this game? Do you think that the Switch 2 is gonna last 8 years to 2033? Do you think that's gonna happen? I don't know. No. I'm gonna give it up to 2030. I'm gonna give them 5 years before they got to come up with something, because these other handhelds are gonna come out and they're gonna start eating their lunch. I mean, they're gonna survive off of their exclusives, which they have all for years, but they need growth too. It's not like they're impervious to the market conditions. They need growth just as much as PlayStation, just as much as Xbox does. They may be their profit margins may be larger, maybe, depending, I don't know. But still, it's still a corporation that needs growth. So we'll see. And they've said so much. They said their budgets are going higher. They need so I'm like, all right, whatever. But Shawn Layden he's a menace. I don't want to say too many bad words about him, because it feels like I'm just attacking him for no reason. But to me, it seems like he's attacking Xbox for no reason. He's saying all these things that aren't really true. And you can say the thing, well, it's true to him. It's his truth. I'm like, his truth does not equate to objective truth, factual facts, truth, in reality truth. Not like, oh, I live in a bubble and Sony is my world and this is, and Game Pass is harming the industry because Sony can't profit from it. So in his world, yeah, that's true. But in reality, in objective truth, it's not. It's good for the industry because it's good for the consumer. Without consumers, you don't have an industry. If you don't have people buying your product, paying for your product, you have nothing. I guess he forgot about that part of the industry, the health of the industry, people paying for stuff. And you're like, well, they're not paying for stuff. You pay for Game Pass. Game Pass is a sub. You pay for that. Just like you pay for your $2,000 phone. I don't know if they're that high. $1,500, whatever. You pay a sub to that. Or if you ball and you're just going to pay it all off. That's what I did. I was like, I'm not paying no. I just bought it straight up because I was like, I don't want no plan. I'm good. Boom. I just paid it off. I don't have to worry about no bill like that. You know what I'm saying? But he's doing it up. He's not an idiot. He's not a stupid guy. So my thing, and I always go back to this. What is his motivation? Why is he saying this stuff? Does it help Tencent? I don't think so, because they put games on Xbox too, right? So is it just for him to satisfy his, I don't know, his ego or what? I don't know what it is. It doesn't make any sense to me. And him, Mike Ybarra, I mean, like, all the people who are out there who are, you can criticize. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with criticism. Criticism helps the industry. But when you're saying things that just like are just not true, it's especially when he's speaking on behalf of the devs, and he's not a dev. He's just a CEO. He's a C-suite dude who, I don't know if he's ever made a game. I don't know where he came from. I don't know what I'm saying as far as his background is. Phil was making stuff. Phil was a dev. So he knows. So when you see the moves that Phil makes, it's never to disparage or to harm the devs in particular. Now, the part of his job to keep his company, in profit, operation, all those things, yes, he has to lay off people. And it's not all devs. He lays off janitor, shoe shiner. I don't know if there's any shoe shiners. There might be. There's so many people working there. The guy who washes the windows, guy who waters the plants in the atrium, all those guys got fired. I don't know. And the gals too. The guy, the girl at the Xbox bagel cart. I don't know what their campus looks like. I think I've seen like a couple of videos and it's like, and they got a big old thing. I'm like, wow, that's I don't know why I just did the Dragon Slayer sound effect. Yeah, so yeah, the business is such that it's It's supply and demand. The demand for Game Pass is there, regardless of what all these idiots are like. Oh, they don't have 100 million. Blah, blah. Look, they have a steady number of people who will not unsubscribe. I have not unsubscribed. You know, I'm paying month to month, $20 month to month. I'm like, yo, it's worth it. I'm playing these games. I ain't got to worry about it. It goes zip zoop. I'm like, okay, cool. As long as I still gotta get, I'm good. I mean, I could go out there, do the work, and get those, cheaper cards and save $10 here, $20 there. Cut down my bill a little bit, but it's not a big deal because the $20 a month, it's way worth it. I remember going to the arcade back in the day. $20 in quarters was a good day. It was like, yo, $20, especially later on when the game started getting like $1.50. It's like, damn, Galaxy Force was like $2. No, I don't think it was $2. It was like maybe $1.25 or something like that. Definitely $1. I think Afterburner was the first one that went up. I think that was 50 cents. But anyway, $20 a month. Imagine going into an arcade for a month and playing all the games you want. That's what it is. You go home, you turn on your Xbox, beep, boop, boop, play Expedition 33 for 159 hours. I got to check how many hours. I took a picture, a screenshot, I share buttoned a screenshot of the end screen of this boss that I fought. Okay. It was okay. In Expedition 33, there's this lighthouse that is a dragon that's flying in the air. It's when you get when what's his name, ESGEE or whatever his name is, gets to fly. He gets the fly power, the fly stone, so he can fly. And I was like, oh, let me fight that dude right there. And I was thinking, it took me over 4 hours to fight this fool. And I was obviously ill prepared. I was like level, what am I? What levels am I? Am I level third? I don't know. Actually, I think I'm in the 40s, maybe, like generally speaking. The only reason why it took me so long and I didn't die is because homegirl, Mael, she has, I forgot what the icos or the whatevers are, the pictos. I forgot what they are, but she has a steel shield. She has I think she has 2 revives or something when she starts. It's something else, I can't remember. I think it's a double burn or something. And this boss sucked because this is what happened. This boss would like, and like, it shield, it puts up the shield. Some bosses so he had 10 shields. I was like, okay, fine. I'll get the shield. That's not a problem. But what it did was it would absorb my whole team's APs. So I'd be like, yeah, I got 8. I'm ready. I've got 9 APs. I'm ready to do some damage. And he sucks them all out. Everybody, 0. I'm like, and then the shields are up. So I got to shoot. But then all the APs are gone. But then, I got real good at countering. And every time I counter, I get an AP point back. So I was countering. He would do a 7. He would do a 5 move, a 5 hit strike, do a 7 hit strike toward the end. So I would like block him ball. So I get 7. Then he would suck him out, and then he'd do another move, and I get like a couple more. It was back and forth. And then I figured I had some the right trigger ones, the like the Phantom Zone powers. I forgot what they're called. And there was one in there that revived my teammates, and I didn't realize it like till halfway through the battle, like 2 hours in. I was like, oh, I could just revive them, and then it would take me less time, obviously, because I could knock down he had to have 29 billion health, because I was doing 999. This was before I got the get over 9999 damage. So I was doing 999. I had Monaco, and he was doing like a double hit 9999, So it's like 20,000, right? I'm like, all right, cool. He said, little beardy, a little sliver. I'm like, really? And so I said, you know what? I had to pause. At one point, I was like, look, I got to do some housework. I had to fix a door or something. I was like, I took like 45 minutes and I pressed the Xbox button, so it paused it. So I don't know if that added to the time. So the total time of the fight was 4 hours and 53 minutes. I said over 4 hours because I took like 40 minutes off to do the door thing. So I was like, it's over 4 hours. But maybe it did pause the time. So then it would be almost 5 hours. I'm saying, I said all that to say this. Expedition 33 is game of the year. I don't care what else comes out this year. I don't care what else. I don't care. If a game can have me play a boss for 5 hours, 4 hours, 4 and change hours, it's game of the year. I'm sorry. I took like a day off. I was like, okay, I'm cool. I went back. I was like, I gotta go and fight some more hard people. I went and fought the dude that was in the water. I forgot what he was north of the tower, right in front of the monolith, because he had some picto, some special picto, and I got that one because I saw like a YouTube short. I was like, oh shoot! So I'm like, I'm scouring the internet for all the man. They got so many different builds. Like, oh, here's a whatchamacallit build. So he's invincible build. I'm like, okay. I mean, I kind of got the invisible build with Niall, only if there's a shielded enemy, because I steal the shield. So I had like 8 shields, and he was hit me a couple of times, but then I'd steal the shields back. I was like, she never got hurt, but everybody else was dying, and then I couldn't. I was too busy getting the shields down, 10 shields down. I could barely get a hit in, so that's why I took 5 hours. But like I said, if a game could get me to fight one boss for 5 hours and still go back to play the game, that's game of the year. I'm sorry, you can't. Nope. And then I'm finding out more things about the game because I got to the part where I fought the Patris, and I beat the Patris, and I thought that was the end of the game. I was like, yeah, the game is over. I was like, nope, not even close. Act 3. I was like, wait, huh? Oh boy, and that's when I went and fought the freaking dragon lighthouse monster, and I've never in all the years I've been playing video games, I've never fought a boss for over 4 hours. Never. So yeah, that's game of the year. I don't care what you say. If it doesn't get game of the year, if Donkey Kong Bonanza gets game of the year over Claire, then I'm giving up all hope on any award show. They can go kick rocks. Keely can go kick rocks. Everybody can go kick rocks because there ain't no way. And also, well, it might be my algorithm, but I don't see hardly any videos about Donkey Kong Bonanza stuff. I see so many Claire Obscure. But like I said, it might be my algorithm. I did one search one time, and now that's all I get. So maybe it's that. But yeah, I'm sorry I had a super tangent, but I had to say about that. But anyway, Shawn Layden's a dummy, and yeah, hopefully he needs to be quiet, or somebody needs to come out and smack him through the internet, like Phil Spencer, Phil Dominus Maximus. It really is Spencer. First of his name, last of his kind. Smacked Crap Gamer through the internet. Somebody needs to step up and smack Shawn Layden through the internet. The fact that he got thrown out the window of Sony headquarters, that's not enough. He got to still be over here, capping for him, lap dogging him. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I'm out. Appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe. Let me know what your comments in the comments. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Shawn Layden talking shite. And if y'all are playing Claire Obscura, which you should be, Expedition 33 is the best RPG ever created in man forever. If you aren't playing it, go play it. Also, why aren't you playing it if you aren't playing it? And also, if you finished it, how much time you put in and what was your levels? I'm trying to get to level 100. I think there is a level cap. I'm not too sure, but I'm trying to level out everybody. Then I'll finish the game. So if I'm going based on levels, I'm about halfway through. But I would tell you that 5-hour fight, I got mad. I definitely got over 1 million experience. I was like, okay, that's what's up. Everybody got levels. I was like, that's how you do it. Okay. I'm not fighting him again because, well, he doesn't appear again because I killed him. Or her. It was it. I don't know. But yeah, it's a really good. Anyway, I appreciate. I'll talk to y'all next one. Till the wait.